Good morning. Today is April 25th, 2026. My name is Rhonda Higgins, and I'm bringing you my daily devotional entitled, Good Morning Peeps. Let us see what God has as a word for us today. We're continuing in Psalms 23. Yesterday's thoughts, if you didn't read that or listen to it, go back and do so. They came to me while I was in radiation. The rest of this I finished when I got home. We start out today with the verse that says, He restores my soul. My soul can be in turmoil from what is happening around and within me, but God is a constant and is always at work, making sure I am in good connection, good communication with Him. He leads me in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. God is always leading. I am not always following. He leads me to rightness, but I do not always follow. I am to follow the ways of Jesus, but sometimes I get sidetracked by choosing my own way. God sent Jesus to earth to teach us, but if we do not learn His word, how do we know which way to walk? Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. This line was revealing as well, because death may not always mean literal death. Maybe there are things we need to die to, like self-justification, self-destruction, self-habits. Maybe we are to die to things like gossip, telling lies, obsessions, addictions, etc. It can mean a literal death or dying experience where we are in those shadows of lingering here and yet ready to move on to glory. God is in that too, giving us a peace that we cannot understand in the moment for us or for our loved ones. It does not mean we will not be crying or sad, because we cry for our loss, not the person who is dying or has died, because if they are a Christian, they are in a much better place than we are. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Evil is present and is around us. Sometimes we feel it, and sometimes we are not aware of it. When we feel evil, then is when we go to God, seek Him, quote or read Scripture. Satan cannot stand up to God. Satan cannot overwhelm God. God is more powerful than anything he can put out there or throw at us. When God's presence is felt with us, around us, within us, His presence drives out our fear, which is replaced with faith. Faith makes us remember to trust God. Trust reminds us of what we believe. When we put all that in us, it will drive out fear. That is what I wrote that day. Cancer was, in a sense, an evil presence seeking to take over and destroy my body. Satan, of course, tried to put doubt and fear in me along the way, but when I felt Him at work, I would say a scripture, sing a Christian song, or pray. These are the weapons all of us possess as our defense when Satan is on the attack. I think God chose not to do a miraculous healing in me, but rather took me down the healing path through the process of chemo, radiation, and surgery so that I could be a witness for Him. I tried to make sure I mentioned God in some way at each appointment. I still look for ways to mention God to others when I am out and about. I'm so glad I journaled these things along the way. It is so interesting to read this now from a hindsight perspective. To see this reflection of God walking with me through my journey in so many ways. to look back and see how God brought scripture to mind, by the way, that I had memorized, songs to sing, only in my head, LOL, while I was in treatment, how he comforted me in my journey is amazing. To know this kind of assurance, you have to be in a solid relationship with God. I felt God with me at all times. Are you in a solid relationship with God? Do you feel God with you in the good and the hard times? You can. You get this by not just calling on God like he is a 911 operator, only in times of crises, but by daily building a relationship with him. A great way to build on that relationship is by going to worship him. Go to church tomorrow. Go. Give him praise, thanks, and adoration. God deserves at least 1 hour of our dedicated time away from distractions, away from your home, in his house at least 1 day a week. Can't we give God at least that much? Have a wonderful day and go to worship tomorrow.